What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. I've got a special guest today. Casino is his name on YouTube. But hey, before we get started, if you're first time here checking out this channel, my name is Erica Williams. I'm the author of the Classy Climb, also author of Smart Grown Millionaire book, How to Invest in Real Estate, People and Businesses from the Palm of Your Hand. You can get this book on Amazon, or you can get it in the links below with the other ebooks. Mr. Casino is the name. Introduce yourself to the audience for a second.
Mine's still showing off air. Let me see.
You live.
I am. You can see me.
I can see you. Go back to where it was before.
Okay,
Click
okay. All right, cool.
There you go.
All right, yeah. Okay. So Casino is my YouTube channel. I am an accountant. I'm also an investor. I have real estate. I have a trucking company that I recently built, and whatever else you might want to know, go ahead and ask.
Hey, you guys, you know he's been cutting up on the internet lately, so I decided to bring him on so y'all can ask these great questions. But look, you guys know the drill. When you come onto the channel and we do a live, we got to get in here with Skynet. So drop your city and state in the comments so we know where you guys are, so we can wake up and do some lives, do some meetups. Look, y'all know I'm going to Miami for Grant Cardone. Let's see if we can get something moving here, right?
That's a nice one. I'm in Atlanta, by the way. Atlanta.
Hey, we swinging through Atlanta, but we'll talk about that off air because I don't want them to know the exact date.
Okay.
They'd be like just rolling up. I'm trying to get in that slutty vegan line in Atlanta.
Right.
I'm trying to bribe somebody to stand in line for me for a while. But I'm gonna check out who's all in the audience real quick and make sure y'all hitting the like button. There's already 70 of y'all in here. People are already saying, man, they can subscribe to your channel 2 weeks ago. Phoenix in the building.
I appreciate it. Thank you all. Thank you. I mean, I really appreciate it. That's one of the craziest things that ever happened to me, to see my channel jump up 11,000 subscribers in 1 month. Man, thank you.
Yeah. He went 11,000 subscribers in 1 month. Yeah. So we got we got some truck drivers in here already. We got Middle GA. We got Raleigh. We got who else? We got Memphis in here, Chicago. Somebody said they remember you from his federal jobs videos.
Oh, yeah.
We got Atlanta, Newport News, Northern VA, Miami, Las Vegas. We got DFW, Detroit, Perry, Georgia. What's up, Charm City buyers? Fairfield, California. Rancho Cucamonga, California. Phoenix, Oxford, North Carolina. He said he truly appreciates how this dude is conversating. Gotcha. Durham, North Carolina, Clayton, San Antonio. All right. 80 of y'all in here. It's like 90, almost 90. Hit the like button. Get us up to the likes. You know what I'm saying? So look.
So nobody from Atlanta? Nobody?
Oh, there's Atlanta in here. Let me see. Let me roll it through. Yep, we got Shamika Gibbs.
Okay.
We got Ari Glover from Atlanta. Who else we got from Atlanta?
Okay. Yeah, man. Y'all step in here, man. You know, let them know it's real out here.
Don't be scared. Drop your city. Raleigh, Durham, Savannah, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Okay.
So, all right. So listen, you guys, you know how this works. We got questions. I already got questions in advance for homie. We're going to do our good conversation. We're going to try to get to your questions. I don't want to take up all his night. You know how you make this channel sweet and great? Drop some of them super chats. Whether you want to drop $1, $2, throw your question in there. We love the support from the channel. How do we make the channel better? By you supporting it. The likes are free. All right. So we got some more California, some Orlando. First time listening from ATL. Thank you, James. I appreciate that. Baltimore City, home of the Wire up in here. Goddess Noel, Lansing, Mississippi. Oh, Lansing, Michigan. My bad. I apologize.
That's what's up.
Okay. So yeah, I'll sub to you both. Thank you. Baltimore is more than the Wire. Listen, y'all know Charm City buyers every time I bring her on. She's not going to let y'all talk bad about Baltimore, but we'll bring her back on later this week. What's up, Mrs. Tasha?
Hey,
another
Tasha,
former guest.
That's what's up.
Hey, $10 super chat. She currently is the only sponsor of this show, y'all. Can't wait till you come back to Detroit. Hashtag Financial Garden. If you haven't, Google Financial Garden. That is her tags. You can go find her all on the interwebs. So we're up to 117. All right, you guys. I appreciate it. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Moderators, as you know, the links are further up in the top of the chat. If you would share them, we really appreciate it. Is that what Baltimore is? Be more careful. Somebody confirm or deny that for me. We got more Baltimore, okay, and New Jersey. We got Atlanta. So you got Atlanta back up in here.
Okay. Yo, I love how people from Baltimore talk.
How do they be
Love
talking?
how they talk. That accent is crazy.
Oh man, thank you, Oro Ozo for the
Ori?
dollar super chat. Thank you. Come on, you guys, and make sure you drop your question in after so we can see it. Paying my tuition? Hey, thank you. We appreciate that. All right, so I think we did roll call. We're at 130. So as you guys know, the show get up to 190, 200. We'll let it roll. You guys just drop your likes in, drop your city and state when you come in. That helps the channel be great. So thanks, you guys. Oh man, thank you. Life is Grand. She's new to the channel.
Dope.
What's up? All right, I appreciate it.
Yo, I really love this. Like, I'm watching on the
Are
side.
you reading the comments?
Yeah, on my laptop. So I'm watching. Yo, I love this interaction.
Listen, this is like a radio show, yo.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Okay, like I had to tell them a couple days ago, this ain't PBS. Y'all want PBS quality? Y'all got to come help me with some dollars here. Yeah. I want to make it be great. You know, Kiera came on the show, and once she could see the comments on her phone, the whole nother show. It's really fun. So, all right, Detroit, Houston, smack the like button. All right, we got 134 people now at this point. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, dropping your city and state. But we got to get the show started because we could look at the comments all day because they be cutting up in this
Right.
So, all right. I love some parts of your story. Now, before we get into it, everybody, I'm going to talk to him some intro questions because I know if you checked out his channel, he made a lot of waves by saying that he was buying no more real estate in 2019, only trucks. And you know what? The comment section let him have it.
Oh my
but before we get there, let's get him. Let's let him. Y'all get to know him first before y'all eat him up. Okay. All right. So what I saw is Air Force and 3 years in Germany. Now, as a person who's been to Germany, as a military brat, and my brother got to live there for a while.
Okay.
Germany's wild.
Oh yeah. And
so
I was actually, so a little background on me is I was born in South Georgia. I didn't grow up there. I grew up in like Tallahassee. I went to middle school, high school, Tallahassee. I went to a very wild school. At the time, it was called Guyby High School. We were rivals with Rickards because a lot of people from Rickards get on me on YouTube about that. But we were a pretty wild school, and I was kind of a wild kid growing up. And I was definitely in the quote unquote the hood. So I ended up going into the military afterwards because I didn't really have any college plans or anything like that. Went in the Air Force. It was avionics, worked on navigation, radar weapon systems on the F-16s. I was in I think the top 1% of the Air Force as far as ASVAB scores and everything. So I went from that to cross training to healthcare management. After I got out of Germany, I did 3 years in Germany on active duty, got out of there, went reserve. And
You were tired of partying? Were you tired of partying in Germany?
You know, I was not tired of partying in Germany. I was not tired of partying.
He's like, I had to get up out of there. No, go ahead.
I was not tired of partying. I still go back from time to time. We partied in castles and stuff like that. So it's a whole nother level. Of partying. And so I definitely wasn't tired of that. But I cross-trained, came home, and I went back to tech school, became healthcare management. I ended up getting my associate's degree in healthcare management through the Air Force. And then I went back to school for accounting. And so I got my bachelor's degree in accounting. I worked at the VA, and now I work as an auditor in a different part of the federal government. And I come from a family who has a lot of land on my dad's side of the family. And I bought my first house when I came home I had a son. So I bought my first house so he have a place to call home. And I ended up going to a different state, different organization with the Air Force, because I'm still technically a reservist now, but I'm inactive. So I went to a different area. I went to Kansas. And when I got to Kansas, I needed to rent out my house. I had a horrible, horrible experience with that. My tenants were some of the worst. And I ended up having to fly back and take them to court and do all kind of stuff. And it was a single family home. So
wait a minute. Did you self-manage?
I did at first.
I did at first.
I I didn't necessarily remodel because when I got it, the home was in really, really good condition. I bought a foreclosure for 54,300. The mortgage was like 405.
Wait. Say that again. You bought a house for how much?
54,300 that had just recently been remodeled. So I didn't have to do anything. So, and I had the VA loan, so I put no money down. And I'm a disabled veteran, so I didn't have to do the funding fee. So even when you use the VA loan, you have to pay a funding fee. But I didn't have a funding fee, no money down. I moved in at closing. I actually walked away with a check. It was like $150 or something, but the closing agent said he's closed thousands of homes. He's never seen where anybody ever walked away with a check. So I walked away with a check, and then I didn't have to pay my first mortgage for like 2 months. It was only $400 and some. I was still a staff sergeant or something like that with the Air Force. So I was making decent money. It was like a win-win. But when I left, I had to rent it out. And so when I went to rent it, I was trying to basically help, I ain't gonna say help somebody out, but I rented it to somebody who
wasn't your quality tenant.
Wasn't a quality tenant. A quality tenant. He had a city job. He was an older gentleman. He was like 44 years old. I was in my 20s. So, he had a family. I figured he was solid, even though he did have some stuff on his record as far as garnishments and things like that. But I figured he was going to be good. I only charged him $600 a month. I could have charged for that area at the time. It was like $700 a month, $750. So charged him $600. Figured, it didn't hurt me at all because I still was good. I was paying the mortgage with or without him anyway. And I was trying to make it so that I wouldn't have to evict him. And so I ended up having to evict him, basically. And so,
man,
yeah.
$600. Do y'all hear this? Charles Ogilvy be on this channel making fun of people from, listen, he in California where it's $500,000 homes. Right. And people in Georgia, Florida, and South Carolina can get $54,000 homes, $400 mortgage.
Yo, so let me tell you about the neighborhood. The neighborhood was a gated community. We had a private beach. We had a pool. The house was 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. It was 2,100 square feet. We had security guards at the front. You couldn't get in without a pass. It was no reason. Like, it had so many amenities. The movie theater, the biggest movie theater in the city, was across the street. We had our own Walmarts and everything. It was in the perfect location and everything. But he just, he was paying, apparently he was giving the money to his girlfriend, and she wasn't paying the rent. She was like pocketing the money. He never knew. So when it came time to hold
on, wait, everybody, let's pause this story. What's the number one thing we do when we have tenants? Drop an answer in the comment. Now I know the chat is like 30 seconds behind, but what's the number one thing we do when we have tenants that we want to move them into our property, right? And while I'm at it, if you have questions, the best way for you to get your question answered to make sure the show flows well is drop a super chat. Drop $1, $2.
Charm City, I see.
Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna read Charm City's answer yet because I want y'all to drop some answers. What do you do when you have a tenant? Now you say, man, I kind of know them. They should be good. I'm doing a gut feeling. What should I be doing? Why? I don't know. Because first thing I'm gonna ask you is, did you know she was gonna be living there?
I knew he had a girlfriend and everything like that. They weren't married. I knew he had children, but I did not know that she was gonna be moving there with her children as well and all kind of stuff. His kids didn't even live there.
Okay. See, two times a special.
Right.
Now then, even on top of that, you said you knew he had garnishments. How'd you find out he had garnishments?
Oh, I did run a credit check on him and everything.
And so you just kind of went ahead and said, I'ma just.
Right. He explained the situation. He seemed to be a level-headed guy. $600 a month shouldn't have been hard for him. I looked at his checks. He should have been good. And, you would think that somebody would take care of where they live. And so true enough, he was actually paying, showing me where he was giving her the money and she was just cashing the checks. However he was giving it to a money order. He was giving her money to go get money orders, but she was just going and getting a money order but in her name and deposit them in her account. So when it came time for them to get evicted, when he found out what she was doing, they broke up behind it, and he left her, but she didn't leave. She squatted.
Oh, no, no,
So I had to take her.
no.
Yes, I had to take her to court because legally, because she had been staying there, even though she wasn't on the lease legally, it was like a whole process. Like
See, right,
Georgia
see,
would not let me put her out, right? So then
see,
I had to take her
no.
to court, the whole nine, and she had no lights on. So the refrigerator, when I did get her out of the refrigerator had maggots in it. It was crazy.
Oh,
It was
man.
disgusting. Yes, it was disgusting. And she never changed the vents in the air conditioning unit. So the AC unit got messed up, cost me $5,000. The plumbing, I don't know what she was putting in the drains, but the plumbing got messed up. So it was a cement slab house. So the plumbing was under the cement slab. So that was $10,000 to cut up the plumbing. I mean, cut up the floor in order to replace the plumbing. Basically, I had just replaced the roof while they were in it. So that was like 21,000 right there. That I was like, there's no way. Like this is more than this is like half what the house is. You know what I got the house for, like just from them. So I ended up renting it out to a company, and they actually came in and fixed it. They paid a mortgage and a little bit more, and then they take whatever the top is. But basically, I had to do that, and because I was like, this is crazy. But luckily, it didn't affect me because the mortgage. I mean, the mortgage was still so low that I could still pay it and it not affect me. So that was part of the reason why and how I bought it. And so since then, I think they have been through 3 tenants in the last 4 years. But they rent from me, and then they re-rent it basically. So,
Right. You got
so,
creative
so
situation going there.
yeah. So basically, looking at all of the losses, because the judge would not, even though they owed me a lot of money, the judge was like, "Look, if I award you, if I say try to add this money to this eviction, then she could even take longer because now we're talking like a civil suit and all kind of stuff." So he was like, look, just take your house back and just take the loss. So I lost thousands with them and that whole nine. So the amount of money that I would make, even if I was making, well, I guess I don't know if you want to go into that now, because now we kind of
Wait. We're
now
gonna
we kind of going into
hold
the
on.
argument.
Hold the story. Hold on. Don't jump ahead of the story. Now, here's what I'm gonna read y'all answers, because here's the deal. There's 200 of y'all in here. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Key to what like, I'll just give you an example. Our family in North Carolina has a bunch of rentals. You know what we do? We have a maintenance man come by and help change the vents, because some of the vents are up high. So it's a free service we give. But guess what that maintenance man is doing while he's there changing those vents?
Checking the house.
That's right. Checking that house, and that's completely legal. It's a free service.
Mm-hmm.
Could we leave the vents, the filters at the door? It's a completely free service, right? We come in, we change it, get it out of your hair, help, check out anything if you need us to check it. And you know what that does? That saves us a lot of trauma with pets, a lot of, you name it. But that's really sad on many levels, because you try to do somebody a favor. But again, as doing credit repair at this point for this many years now, when people got stuff on their credit and it ain't gone, there's a reason, right? So I'm gonna read some of y'all answers, and for those of you super chatting your questions, we're gonna get to you. We just want to do it in a nice order. So I got y'all. Hold on. All right, somebody put Erica Nicole, Air Force vet. I forgot. Aim high. We got somebody asking what city. Then we got, hold on, I got you here. Charm City buyers screen tenants or expect some serious headaches. So he screened and ignored, but also didn't have everybody on the lease.
But also remember, I had to leave fast. When I was leaving, I had to hurry up and go. So I didn't even advertise. Like I was putting new carpet in, and the guy drove up, showed me all his credentials. Cool. Well, let me finish. I was putting in new carpet and painting and things like that, making it real nice for whoever's gonna get it. But I wasn't even at a place where I was even trying to. I had even like released it out to the public to say who's coming. And so this guy was like, "Look, man, he came with $1,200, came with $600 for the first month." And
that makes me nervous.
Well, I mean, he had the money order, so I was like, okay, well, this is perfect. Plus, I gotta leave. Like, I gotta go. So
right.
I had to go. So, and even I didn't even notice that he wasn't. I'm gonna say not paying at first, because he paid on time the first couple months, but the way my account was set up, I didn't really notice when they were a couple $100 shy or $100
See,
shy.
you gotta have separate accounts. It's gotta be all
right.
Yeah.
But I was living like a real like military
I
life
know,
at the time.
I
So I
know.
wasn't even like, I was just happy somebody was there trying to pay, right? And
Right.
so when I started catching, I was like, yo, they, wait a minute, like they getting way behind, like. And so then I'm like, wait, they haven't paid this month, and I'm talking to him, and he's like, well, what do you mean, like? So when he found out that she was taking the money, he actually left, but she didn't leave. So then I had to go through that whole thing.
I know. I feel like I want to go counsel both of them. Like, stop this madness. And here's the thing. I say this kindly. To me, already flags like when people see the for rent sign by owner kind of thing. I actually have had people say they only look for rent signs by owner. They don't even go through any like property management companies because they're really hoping. They hoping you not screening. They hoping you're going to give them a break, or they can tell you a story, or look, I got cash. And I have a lot of credit repair clients like that. Like, I've always gotten by with all this cash, but I'm like, at some point, you got to get that stuff fixed.
I had to fly home 3 times on military leave in order just to get this house back that I could have even let sit without anybody in it and would have been better off. So,
I'm telling you, you could have just ate that $400 each month.
Right.
Okay, so Tara just said, everyone I know who hasn't screened tenants has regretted it. Credit check and everybody on the lease. I mean, everybody, the children, all of it. I want the fire department to come look for everybody, right? Screen your tenants, credit, and background check. I don't rent to people I know. I like to keep things professional. I screen and do credit check. Maurice Anderson said it was that his side chick. See, you ain't right.
Hey.
I
don't know.
Hey.
She was in the house with him, so
there you go. This person said their pest control guy checks on mine. Exactly. That's what we do. We do a combination of removing filters, pest control. You can't turn the pest control down. We're gonna keep coming back till we get the spray. It's a lot of little ways you can do stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, all right. Let's go on with the story. Okay. So that happened. Woo.
So now, over the last few years, I've had a great experience. Like,
okay.
Using the company and everything like that, everything cool. Because even when they're in between tenants, they still pay. So I'm fine.
So you out of 5 years, you had one terrible year and then the other 4 were straight.
It was like 1.5 years. They went past the lease. It was like not trying to leave. So, and then with my schedule, and that was like a secondary thing. So
right. That's the thing. What I love about your story is the fact is everybody knows on this channel I come from a military family, like 20 plus military cousins or whatever. And my mom did 26 years, and I think the part of your story that helps you cultivate you as a person and change your thinking is you had the Air Force and then you could switch careers, right? You were young and you can be flexible.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've been to 11 countries. I've been on over 65 TDYs. I've had to live in other nations for years, and I've been lost in France just making the wrong turn somewhere on the border. I was trying to go to Germany, ended up in France. So it's things like that. Like, I've seen a lot of different cultures. I've seen a lot of different businesses. I've seen a lot of different industries and all of those kind of things. Mindsets are different. Religions are different. I mean, everything plays a part in the way that business works. So,
well, even job opportunities. So I tell people on the channel, I'm like, every time I move, I find people with different jobs I've never even heard of, skills I've never heard of.
Right.
I meet military people every day of the week that ain't never been to Iraq or any kind of war. They've been sitting in the office all these years. They like, woo, living the best life.
Right. Yeah. And y'all bring up pest control. There's actually even a military career field for pest control. I never would have thought that there would be a pest control military career field, but there's actually a career field specific to pest control. Like, it's a military base is supposed to be able to operate
independent.
independent of a city. It basically it's its own city. So we have hotels, we got gas
Mhm.
stations, we got everything. We got whatever you need, grocery stores, whatever. So
Listen, I'm telling you, after being Alaska, Tennessee, Louisville, Kentucky, well, not Louisville, but Kentucky air base over there,
yeah.
Texas, Killeen, Fort Hood. Trust
Oh,
me, I'm
for
still like,
Hoodlum.
yeah, that's what it is, Fort Hoodlum, okay? Fort Bragg still wins hands down. Everybody be like, you just biased because you from there. I'm like, I've been all over, but I'm just telling y'all, them other towns, I feel bad for you, man. I've seen people go to Louisiana. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
What kind of base is this? Okay. But yeah, I love that. So I think that's important just because I'm a big up of the military, but I just think people need to pay attention because it gives you a lot of opportunity. Because I
Oh,
have cousins right now who are in engineering jobs and they sure ain't no engineer. That
right.
military.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks.
So, okay, so here's some stuff I wanted to ask, right? So that's kind of how you got started in real estate. So kind of where are you now? What state are you in now?
Well, okay. So my dad had a lot of real estate, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of family land. I'm from South Georgia where we have hundreds of acres. And my dad's house sit on 56 acres.
Mm-hmm.
And he passed recently, but
I'm sorry.
he came to live with me for a while when he got sick. But he was basically land rich but cash poor.
Right.
So you can have a lot of land, you can have a lot of real estate, unless you want to take a loan against that real estate, unless you want to take a lien against it, because he could have taken a lien against it and had plenty of money, but then he needs to be able to make money off of that land. If not, then you're really just gonna lose it whenever they start
The
saying, hey, the money is
taxes.
due.
Yeah.
So unless you plan on putting that money into something else, real estate is not really helpful in certain situations. So, and then when I lost so much money doing my house thing or whatever, and it just didn't seem like it was the fastest way to get some money.
So so
It was
so
the
before
opposite
you,
of the
I feel like
fastest way.
you about to set it off. You're trying to set it off today. It's like 200 people in here. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. Drop your city,
Yeah.
states in there if you haven't. I will say this. There's a book called by Felix Dennis, How to Get Rich. This is a great book for anybody who's reading it. Right. He always says $2 million is comfortably poor. Right. There's something. He talks about land rich, cash poor. He was like, a lot of people you call with old money are just people sitting with a bunch of land, but they poor as church mouse, right? Like, and I tell people this all the time, and a lot of people in Texas, because Texas sometimes all had no cattle. You got a lot of people out here in Texas, same deal.
Yeah.
Got a lot of land, no money in their pocket, right?
Money.
And
So,
people don't understand that, right? And I tell them, even my family, like my grandma's like, hold it on for dear life, hold it. And we come along after her, like, now we got to hold it up,
right,
taxes go up, right?
right.
This is even the problem we're seeing with a lot of African Americans in South Carolina, in the islands, right? The 13 islands y'all have, the 12 islands we have in North Carolina.
Yeah.
They're losing it to taxes or a family
Right.
member wanting to sell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So I totally understand what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
it's a concept that people don't understand.
Yeah, and I don't know how many of you guys took economics on this chat. That's one of my favorite classes. I really like macroeconomics, and so if you started to study like the macroeconomics and you started like looking at how population is moving and things like that, like you start seeing like I think 50% of all people live in only 9 states currently.
Yep.
And in the future, it's going to be even worse. It's going to be basically everybody's going to be living in the city, only in the city. It's really not going to be very many people in the country. So if you're buying houses in places, say, I don't want to call out no cities, but I saw somebody from Perry, Georgia. I'm not saying you can't get some money out of Perry, Georgia, but Perry, Georgia is not Atlanta. Perry, Georgia is not Macon, Columbus, which are still even B markets themselves. So unless you're buying land that's going to appreciate in those big markets, I wouldn't really even mess with it. And that's just me looking simply at the basic numbers. I don't want to disagree with anybody out there.
No, listen, hey,
like
come on this channel and be bold with it. Yeah, like don't be afraid. This is Classy Clown.
Right, but just looking at the simple numbers themselves, like, so everybody who thinks that real estate is going to double in 10 years, I'm here to tell you I've had my house in Macon, Georgia for 9 years, and this year makes 10. and it ain't double, you know. And in some years, it didn't necessarily go down, but I could. Let's say if I bought a house for $54,000, and I wanted to turn around and sell it 5 years later, 9 years later, the house made appraised for $60,000 now, and at $60,000, I have paid down on it, but if I were to turn around and sell the house, I still got a 6% to the agents, the real estate agents, to sell the house, and then I got other fees, and then I would have to take whatever little profit, probably no profit, on that, and then I'll have to take that and then turn that into something because I'm gonna be taxed again on that. So it's like looking at all of the ramifications behind trying to buy something and sell something, and then it's not appreciating in value depending on where you buy. So yes, you have to buy smart. You have to know what you're doing. It's a whole science behind this. It's not,
dude.
It's not.
Y'all better be taking notes, because these are some of the things I was talking about this year coming up. It's about trends. It's a book called Upside. It talks about where people are moving. And I don't know if you've seen this. There's a certain thing that says you will be moved, right? Because if you notice, I'm in Austin, Texas. We're going to be like the next Silicon Valley, right? And people are like, every time, prices go down, everybody's like, it's the market's going to crash. I said, all that's going to do is the people that are on the outside of Austin go move into Austin.
Exactly.
And every time I have friends that move, I know military people right now, they started in Killeen, got their military VA house there, moved around Rock. Then when they got a chance, moved into Austin. What you will see out in the countryside, you still gonna have people out there. Like, there is a movement, kind of a hipster counterculture to like homestead and have these little mini farms, 10 acre, 20 acre. You'll have a lot more of that pop up. You'll have a lot of people getting out of the city because, one, they can't afford it, right? Austin used to be 20% black. Actually, back in the day, it used to be 30% black. Now we down to 6%. But all the black people did is went out to Manor and started a whole town in Manor, right? Went out to Round Rock, stuff like that. So, these are real things that people should talk about. But like, you have to think about it. If certain people all moved out the east side, they either gonna live out in the suburbs or they gonna, have to find another town. But and we can go into a whole rabbit hole. But there's a book I'd love to bring up in another video. So I'm gonna check some of y'all comments. But you're in Atlanta right now. That was the original question. You're in Atlanta right now, right?
Right. I'm in Atlanta.
You're in Atlanta. Okay. And I'm sorry about your dad passing. Like, life, it comes fast for people. It just gets crazy. So I see we got some Petersburg, Virginia. This person said, I will never buy in a hick town. Sad enough. I live in Florida. Man, all of Florida is a hick town. I don't know what's in y'all water, but y'all got to just not drink that water. Somebody said something about Panola. Listen, New Orleans, I'm trying to get a condo down there. What y'all doing? I will never buy in the country area again. Now, I will say there is a method to the madness. I've seen some families come into small towns, buy up all the storefronts, and now they're the big family in that town. So that is a technique people use. I mean, there's a lot of things I could talk about in real estate where I've seen, folks do things. Somebody said Macon is ratchet. Now, don't you talk about Macon like that.
Oh, it is.
I want to go buy some houses out there.
Macon ratchet. Macon, one of the Macon and Albany are like, at the time when I was there, they were the two Macon's the most dangerous city in Georgia at the time. It was between that and Columbus. They were back and forth, but Macon had the highest dropout rate and poverty rate outside of Albany, Georgia, when I was there. So it's a lot of gangs.
So what they doing all day? They just hanging out? They leave school and just hang out? What's going on?
Well, there's a lot of gangs there. There's a lot of shootings. There's a lot going on in Macon. It's a lot of people trying to get some money, but it's a lot going on, and it's a hard city. But I enjoyed it when I was there at the time in my world, because every city is what you make it.
It really is.
So if you surround yourself or you're in a certain area, then it is what it is. But but the overall city of Macon is pretty much a gangster city, So
look, hey, is that Shantae? I don't want to mess up your name. I apologize. Russell. She said, "No, I got y'all beat. I grew up in a town with less than 500 people in the population with one traffic light that flashes yellow." Macon does have some houses under 20K. Look, Maurice, you ain't gonna talk about North Carolina like that. No, you're not. We got Houston in the building. We got Newport News. Miami not hick. Okay, well, Miami not hick. But y'all, every day I turn on the news, I'm like, what happened? What's going on, Florida? What else? What's the other one? I saw another comment on. It's a good talk about financial reality. Yep, that's good. Savannah is a B market. It is in comparison to Charleston. It is, I would say.
Yeah. So it is. It is a few cities like that that I do like that have attractions like Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
And Columbus has the military base, but there are some houses in Columbus for 10,000. And I got friends who live in Columbus, and they're like, "Don't touch it," because the area is still so violent in those particular pockets that nobody but junkies and stuff like that are planning to live there. But you could try to do gentrification if you got enough money.
Well, there's certain areas. Yeah, I mean, like if you buy up, there's places in the South where you can buy up a bunch of land and build a neighborhood. I mean, like right now I was in North Carolina while I was home and visiting family, and there was like 4 acres for $20K, right? And I was looking at the space, and when we did the diagram out, man, we could put like, it was a certain number of houses we could put up there, like with a contractor. So, I mean, there's opportunity.
Yeah, is actually trying to do that with the West End, because that is still the one area in Atlanta that still hasn't been touched with all of this new money that's flown into, that's coming to Atlanta. Cause
wow, what's wrong with West End?
There were houses in Atlanta that you could have bought for 40,000 that might have been 1,200 square feet. But the houses in that same area, when they start putting the stadium, might have went for 400 to 500,000. So what they did was they came in, they bought those houses for 40,000, but the houses that would have went for 400,000 and 500,000 needed to be 2,400 square feet. So what they would do is they'll pop the top. They'll take that 1,200 square foot house, add another 1,200 square feet on top. They'll take off the roof, put another 1,200 square feet on top, then they'll just turn and sell it for 400,000, 500,000. That's what they were pretty much doing with all of those houses around the stadium. But almost everything in Atlanta has gone up. My house has appreciated 91,000 since I've been here over the last 2 years. So it was just still one area where you could still get houses for like dirt cheap, and nobody was even trying to buy them. And that was the West End. But T.I.'s came through. He's been buying up a lot of the West End.
Oh yeah, I saw his same thing with you had that dude, the Slim Thug out here. He's building he's developing in Houston and parts of Houston where people ignore. But again, people always need somewhere to live.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Right.
There's a trend happening. People don't realize this. The trend is you're gonna have all these people live in New York, leave in Pennsylvania. New Jersey right now is in the deficit. Like they can't even keep young people. Young people just leave New Jersey.
Right.
Then you have California losing people.
Right.
And these people are gonna move into the South. Into the Southeast, and they're going to be pushing a lot of y'all out of the city because they'll have the money to live in the city. You won't. So even though we talking about some of these small towns, if you're thinking, like Texas Monthly is a magazine here, and it'll show where somebody will come up and buy up everything in a little small town, and now they running it, right? There's a black couple out of New York. Then I came down here to Round Rock, put a brewery in here, you know what I mean, and bought up houses, and they're like, oh my God, this amazing couple. Nobody care they black. They care they bringing money. You know what I mean? Like that's the real thing.
Yeah. And the problem with small towns is once the factories go away and things like that people have to have something to do, some way to get some money. And so if there's no restaurants for them to work at, if there's no traffic moving around as far as people moving around to spend the money, they don't have any jobs. So they end up moving to the city. Almost everybody I know who are from South Georgia, once they graduated from school, almost all of them moved to Atlanta or some other city. And that's just kind of the nature. Right now, Atlanta has so many people from my hometown. It is, sometimes I'll go somewhere.
Wait, what's the name of the hometown?
I'm from Donaldsonville, Georgia.
Donaldsonville, Georgia.
Yeah, I was born in Donaldsonville, Georgia. Okay. I didn't grow up there, so
I thought you said Douglasville for a minute. I was like, that's just Atlanta.
I used to live in Douglasville, in Atlanta. Yeah, no.
My cousin had a house there. Yeah.
Yeah, but almost I can go somewhere in Atlanta and see people from Donaldsonville. It's as many people as it is here in Atlanta. I can still. It's so many people here from South Georgia and Bainbridge, Georgia. Places like that, like Savannah, Brunswick. It's so many people here from South Georgia that it's like a whole nother community up here. So that is a big trend. I mean, like we can go in a whole rabbit hole, but I'm gonna read some more of your comments. But that's a serious. People aren't paying attention. That's a serious thing coming through. So somebody was in here. Malik said I would take $500 a month on a 20K house. Malik, I'm telling you, I've been looking at Macon. Now that I know he know about Macon, I'm gonna send him some of these houses and be like, all about Macon. It's all about making. Yeah.
Okay, so then Tampa is hot if you can find something to buy. I had a guest on, and she was like a nurse buying houses. Like she would just put out bandit signs, and she would, and she was getting 50K houses. Now it's kind of harder in Tampa, but I mean, she literally was a single mom nurse, killing it, right? So we got a single lease in Macon. Okay, I see what you're saying. What else? What else I got here? Not much industry in South Georgia. Okay, I see what you're saying. Louisville, Kentucky in the building. Wichita Falls. Air Force Base was enough for me. Hey, I feel you. Jacksonville, Urban, New Jersey, Arkansas. How old are the $20,000 houses? I mean, I've seen a lot of,
See? So,
I've seen some old ones on realtor.com.
Some old ones.
I feel like they're going to need some Kills paint on the wall and to get some of that old snail out.
You can't do anything to them because they like historic landmarks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Somebody said hello from East Denver by the way of North Carolina. What's up?
Now Denver got some good. That's a hot market out there. Like,
man, they so hot it's ridiculous. It's like so crazy. We got a lot of California people moving here to Austin, and I'm like, what you move here for? It's expensive here too. Like, but they leave Denver talking about it's expensive. It's more Savannah in the house, man. We got a lot of Savannah in the house, man. What's up, Chris Lee TV? Ain't seen you in a minute.
242 people. Okay.
And Chris Lee TV is a truck driver, so. West End is lit. It's gone. Really, Andre is already gone, man. Erica Nicole says she was born in Columbus and he's telling the truth. Thank you, Henry, for the $5 super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel. Instead of buying residential, you should buy 5+ units multifamily and perform value add investing. You can find 20 units.
I would say I wouldn't buy less than if I was going to get into apartment
commercial.
I wouldn't buy less than maybe 20 units. In order for it to make sense to me, it would need to be at least 20 units. But then you still got to look at what you're acquiring it for, right? Let me give you an example. I don't know if you're ready, but I'm going to go. You ready? Because I can get into
Let's do it. I mean, like, we got, I try to make the people feel like I read their comments. I read y'all comments. Okay. I don't know. We going to get it, though. We going to get, wait. Put a book note. We going to go on them apartments now. We going to hit them apartments.
Because there's a few things we should cover real quick.
Let's do it.
So, in case some of y'all don't know, I did a video called Real Estate versus Trucking. And it was from a conversation that I had with one of my god brothers out of Tallahassee. And he was looking to, he had, I think, got approved for 70,000, and he had free reign kind of to do what he wanted with that 70,000. So either A, he can go buy a single family home for 70,000 or whatever and rent it out, because he was looking for a long-term rental. He wasn't looking to flip. Right. So he was looking to like either find rental houses, because so many people are being told, hey, go get rentals, go get rentals, go get rentals, real estate, rent, real estate, go rent it to somebody and then make money. So he was either going to do that, or he had seen me doing the trucking thing. So he said, well, how can I either take this 70,000, either put it into real estate for a rental, or take it and put 70,000 into the trucking business? And I said, well, how much are you looking to make from that $70,000? And he said, well, he expects his payback to be about $700 a month or so, and he can make $800 to $900 a month or so. So I said, that's about $200 a month profit per 12 months. That's $2,400. But what happens if you need a new roof, if you need plumbing, if you need any kind of other issues, whatever that is, you can blow your profit. Say a roof can run $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000. You can blow your profit for the next 3 years by getting an older house, because that's the only way you're going to really buy a $70,000 house. It's going to be an older
You're talking about in Georgia, because there's some $70,000. We all talking about different markets. So before y'all get on him in the comments, he's talking about his area.
Wait. You have $70,000 houses new where you from?
Now, some of them ain't new, but some of them is, I would say, brick, ranch style, 1990s, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I mean, it's a popular market in certain markets, like not Texas, but I can name some cities in Greensboro, Winston-Salem.
So it's 1990. So let's say 1990.
Yeah, right? You're going to need a roof.
Years old as a 1990.
Hey, listen, don't talk about them 90 babies like that.
I'm just saying. It's still not, that AC
that new.
That's sitting outside. That's past warranty.
I've seen them.
I'm just using that as an example. Like, I'm thinking when you say new, I'm thinking you saying you're going to buy a 10-year-old house
I'm
for
about to say,
70,000.
y'all got 70,000 new houses in Georgia. I mean,
No. That's what I'm
okay,
saying. It's going to be an
just
old
checking.
house. That's
Got
what
you.
I'm saying. So
Okay.
you're going to inherit old house problems. And it may not happen to you the first year. It might happen 5 years down the line, maybe even 10 years down the line. But if it's going to take you 3 years to make $6,000 on the profit side, really, you need to just be sitting that up. And you got to manage that yourself because it's not even enough money to even have a property manager. So you have all of those things to kind of look at, and then the money is just so slow. So I'm gonna show y'all an example of what I'm talking about with the truck. So you can get a truck, trailer, and all of that for like less than $70,000. I'm talking hot shot trucks. You can buy a semi truck for like 50 used, a pretty good one used with less than 500,000 miles, which is not a lot of miles for semi trucks. But you can you can still go get a truck for about 50,000, and you can do
Hold on.
only those.
Before you give them all the game, somebody, one Mark DC, he gave $5 super chat way earlier. He said he in North Carolina. He said, are you going to develop a course on how to start a hot shot business? Or do you do a consultation? We just checking. Since he asked it, we're gonna ask this question.
So I am gonna develop a course. I wasn't even necessarily planning on doing so. I was really originally just saying, hey, this is a conversation that I had, but I see it's a very serious need. It's a lot of people who are really trying to take their business to the next level, to become business owners and things like that. So I am definitely open to help by creating a course. The problem that I have with consultation is my emails, my phone, my Instagram, it is full of messages that I have from probably 3 weeks ago that I have not even got a chance to look at.
Don't do it.
Crazy.
Don't do it. Listen,
it is crazy.
Send them a consult link.
It is.
And move your prices up. We get it out of there.
I'm definitely right now I'm trying to organize. Today I had to take care of a lot of trucking business. And so this week we're going to start trying to structure the course and plan it out, and so that it helps you guys the best. But I wanted to just show you
okay, let's get back to the numbers. I'm sorry, I didn't want to throw you off. I'm
gonna just show you one load, right?
Okay.
Now this isn't every load.
I'm ready.
Can you do these pretty often? Absolutely. But in 1 month that you would, matter of fact, I want to ask you that. How much do you normally get in your rent?
Hey, listen.
Per month.
$700. $700. But the two different places I have in North Carolina, it's a subject to deal. So, you know what I'm saying? So
you really
I'm getting some money, but I ain't getting the money.
So even with the subject to, how much do you make on that?
So at the end of the day, if you take out what I pay for like the little bit of mortgage they got left over, I clear maybe 400. Because
for how long?
Well, there's nothing really wrong with the house right now.
No, I said for how long? Like how long of a time does it take you to make the 400?
So I make that a month. So right now their mortgage is leftovers like 200-ish. The tenant they're paying 750. Yeah. I mean, but at the end of the day, if you do insurance in North Carolina, you kind of squeeze it. It's like 350, 375.
So this load right here went from Atlanta to Hudson, Florida, or whatever. My driver got there in less than a day, and this load paid. I'm gonna show it to you.
Hold on, get close. Okay, right there. Stay right there. Hold it. Can everybody see? Everybody put a 1 in the comments. Can you see this?
So now let me see if I hold on.
Keep it.
So the load actually was paying. It was a line haul rate was $1,600, and my driver had to wait for the guy to come get it. And so in that time frame, I think it was 2 hours that we had to wait. In that 2 hours, might have been 3 that he was waiting. We charged $140. Really, he was taking a break anyway. He was actually going to spend the night there anyway, so he was really cool. But that load paid $1,740 for that 1 day, and and so now you still got taxes, insurance. Well, we don't really want to count taxes. You still got insurance. You still got truck stuff. You still got as far as maintenance and things like that. But if it'll take you all month to make 400, then that's slow money.
It's slow money.
So you mentioned Grant Cardone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Grant Cardone suggests not to buy a single family home, right?
And you know what I say about Grant?
What?
Okay.
Wait,
You
wait.
listen, I'm
But I
going to
know
the
you
10X
want to
before
say
he
it. Wait,
look, I'm going to 10X, so I don't want his staff to beat me in my ankles. But I'm just
hey,
like,
I'm
you
just
know.
saying. Grant said don't buy a single family home because how do you scale that? I mean, well, don't get me wrong, you can scale it,
Yeah.
but the money is so slow. And if you're going to take the same amount of investment, and unless you flipping houses, which that's part of the reason why I said I'm not really buying real estate in 2019, is because we're crashing, folks. The market is crashing. The last time people got stuck with all of those flips and all that kind of stuff, a lot of people lost millions and millions of dollars. And
See, when I say it, they don't believe me, right? Like, Erica, shut up. You ain't know what you're talking about. When I said they are in recession in California, they are in recession in Philly, okay? They are in recession in some
yeah,
cities. Y'all don't believe me.
yeah,
I mean, I don't bring on guests that's just gonna agree with me. I don't do that.
right,
But what I do is bring on people that'll tell you the truth from their perspective.
right, right,
Now, here's what I say to people. I say people that flip all the time, they still gonna flip, but they're gonna flip real slow.
yeah,
Instead of doing 18 houses this year, they might do 3.
right,
I've seen people do that,
right,
or they do high end stuff,
right,
right?
yeah,
Or creative deals,
yeah,
or but
yeah,
just slow,
yeah.
slow.
When and then I don't know if any of you guys are homeowners and you got those calls saying, "Hey, your interest rates have lowered. We like to give you an opportunity to refinance and do a cash out refinance and pull the money out." And a lot of that might have sounded good up until here recently, because my interest rate on my house is 3.45%. I got calls to cash out refinance, and I said, well, just humor me. What's the interest rate looking like? And they said, oh man, we can beat what you got. What you got? I said 3.45. Can
Nope.
you beat that? And they were
Uh-uh.
like, that's pretty low. I'm sure we can beat it. So I go through this whole run around, and when the number comes back, it was like 5 point something percent. And
Mm-hmm.
I go to work, and I tell the guy I work with, I'm like, yeah, man, it came back like 5 something percent. I said, man, y'all better get off my phone.
Listen, hey, everybody, there's 250 people right now live. Let me just read over these super chats,
Okay,
because what's
good.
funny about this interest rate stuff is I already got approved financing at 4%, right?
Right.
To go get this truck. I go to San Antonio, like, what's your finance? I'm like, don't just tell me what you got going. Well, right now we're doing about 10%, 13%. I'm like, I got you beat. I got you beat.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that's what they talk about in San Antonio. So I'll just tell y'all that.
Sheesh.
But we'll talk about trucks in a second. Hold
Yeah.
on. Thank you, O'Shea Vlogcast channel, one of the biggest Black YouTubers on the internet. He just gave
Yo,
me
what up? What
$50
up?
Polish money.
Okay.
He said he been
Okay.
seeing your channel. It's legit. And shout out to Erica. Thank you, O'Shea. I appreciate that. We got Giggles 3G. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you for supporting this channel.
Andre, what up?
We got Melvin Johnson. I'm going to have to watch this from beginning later. Great to see Black ownership and business. Thank you, Melvin Johnson, for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Malik Vanderpool, for the $4.99 super chat. We got Malik out there in DC, repping DC hard. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I missed anybody.
Wait. Somebody dropped $50 on here? Wait a minute.
It's Polish money. You know that Polish money is like $1. No, I'm joking. He gave us $50 Polish money. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, listen, we've had people drop $100 here. Amanda Tomorrow is like our record holder right now for dropping $100, and we appreciate every dollar. I'm gonna scan. Look, this conversation getting good, so I'm gonna just scan real quick, and then we're gonna hop back into it. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for something. BK from the Rockies, very true statement. Small towns can't support people because they don't have enough jobs, particularly factory and teaching. You see, Vermont and a lot of these towns are now offering you 10 grand to move there, and you work remotely, right? You see that?
Yeah.
Because that's how you're gonna have to be there.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, y'all. Look, we're gonna keep this conversation flowing. So I'm not skipping y'all. Not that I don't know of y'all, but we gotta keep it rolling. Oakland, Temple, Arizona in the house. Tempe, sorry. Gainesville, Florida, Raleigh, North Carolina, Denver. We got Coppers Cove. What's up, Coppers Cove? I was just out there the other day in Killeen looking at property.
Man, we love y'all too, man. Straight up.
Oh gosh, Matthews Transportation. All right, Mr. Julio. Franklin, Tennessee. Okay. What else? I gotta skip some of this. Sorry, y'all. I would do trucking with my 70K. All right, Mentor Shelly. Listen, in the comment section, there's 262 of y'all. Put if you would do, how am I gonna do it? If you got 70 grand, would you do real estate or trucking? Either put real estate in the comment or trucking in the comments, because you saw them dollars. Let's see. Okay. What's up, Andre? O'Shea. Slow money, but it's passive. Okay.
It is.
Grant out here suing folks. Angela Yeast. Do you understand? Hashtag meet Kevin. And I'll put it to I'll give you a little background story real quick. So I was supposed to be on the Grant Cardone platform a couple years ago. And I didn't like the structure of the terms. So I said, no thanks. And to this day, like I am even nervous about going to the 10X GrowthCon because I kept talking to so much of the staff there. So some of the people gone right now, but everybody on this channel, if you've been on this channel long enough, you knew that Erica Williams at one point, we had a whole name of the show. I can't even use that name because it's really their name. But it was like I'll just paraphrase it so I don't get in trouble. I ain't trying to get sued. It was essentially the entrepreneur by necessity, right? We'll say it that way. Okay. And essentially that's their show. They own the title of that. I can't really use that title ever anywhere. But essentially I was supposed to be on the Grant Cardone platform. So that's that old history. That's why I'm like Grant Cardone. But he good people. I mean, it's 10X for real. I've been, but that's just to give y'all some of that background on that. But BP Trucking, look at that $20 super chat. Thank you, BP.
What's up? See, that's trucking
Thomas
money.
Trucker.
That's trucking money.
Hey, we have truckers being here dropping it now. Hey, Miss Johnson, money, okay? $2 super chat. Charlotte, thank you for the content. I saw another one.
Evans, I see you, bro. I see you. He hard up real estate.
Okay. Oh man, y'all making it go too fast. Hold on. I'm trying to read. Yeah, I'm telling you, meet Kevin. Meet Kevin's hilarious, and he's still gonna go to the 10X GrowthCon. And because he's so bowdy, I told him I will meet him the day before. I will go to his one-day seminar because meet Kevin is wow. He wow as I don't know what, but I'm gonna go. And he pinned my comment to his last video at the top because I was like, let's do it. Let's get put out by the Grant Cardone staff.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Okay.
So a lot.
Okay, wait. Somebody said we're not in a recession in Philly. Now, little Donnell Evans, let me correct myself. The numbers of people moving there, the home purchases are still up in Philly. But right now, if you go check Donnell Evans, go Google for yourself. All the developers in Philly doing a massive sale. All the permits in Philly went down 45%. And when you talk about permits, you're talking about contractors pulling permits. You're talking about builders pulling permits. You're talking about homeowners pulling permits. Aisha is on Instagram right now. She keeps showing where she go get permits. Nobody in there. She said it ain't been like that in 3 years. Wow. There's like 1 or 2 people in there. So I don't pull these numbers out my butt, yo. I really research this for like 2-3 hours in the morning while I'm checking my accounts, while I'm checking my business. There's a reason I'm bringing you on to talk about this in trucking and real estate. Because what I think the heat you got on your channel was everybody just got hip to real estate late, right? They late in life and they like real estate, yo.
Yeah, right.
And then when you tell them, hey, really, you need to be, you can make money anywhere. You can move the cookie over here. Now they piss with you because you don't move the cheese.
Well, what it is what I figure it is everybody's passionate about real estate because that's what we've been told so long. And
oh, wait. Donnell, I'm so sorry. Wait. I didn't get to read it. He came down. Donnell Evans says, "Site, yes, we are, but I'm getting busy with these investment parties." So Donnell Evans, I apologize to you, baby. Y'all see how many comments in the chat? I didn't even see him. Donnell, I apologize. That's I come out wrong. Donnell, I apologize.
Diane Hill, thank you.
Okay, wait, y'all doing more super chat? Thank you, Lynn Hill, for the $10 super chat. I'm sorry. Man, Diane Hill, what's good? $50.
Thank you for that 10.
What?
My channel, I love this.
Okay. We got to get back. Okay, wait. Dang. All right, so I asked y'all in the comments to put trucking. If you have $70,000, are you gonna do trucking or are you gonna do real estate? And y'all are in here killing it. Somebody said 35 for both.
Trucking to buy
Andre ain't even paying attention to the rules. He like 35.
Dr. Mike Pollard killed it.
Where?
That's right.
Oh,
trucking to buy real estate. That's exactly. So,
okay.
So if any of you guys watch Grant Cardone, I'm only gonna bring it up one last time.
No, you bring him up as much you want because I quote him. So go ahead, do it.
So Grant says, because I really wasn't sure if me and him were gonna be eye to eye on this particular topic. Because the whole reason that I did the trucking versus real estate was not necessarily because I'm saying trucking is the only thing. I'm just saying it's a business that it's a faster moving business than real estate. It could be anything. It could be social media marketing. It could be whatever you decide to do. You can be your clothing line will have a less overhead than real estate will, and you're going to make money faster if you have somewhat of a successful clothing line. Even if you have one shirt and it costs you $10 to make that shirt and you sold it for $20, you still turn a profit faster than you would have turned if you had bought real estate. Like, it's that simple, really. It's just the simple numbers. And so Grant Cardone says, don't buy single family homes. Don't buy the duplex. Don't buy the quadruplex, because even though everybody's saying it's passive, and in a lot of ways it is passive, but I did not feel like my real estate was passive when I had to fly down, when I had to go get contracts. It wasn't enough real estate for me to have set up to be automated, where I can have a company that's taking care of that and I can just go golfing. Yes, I only had to put in a couple hours to do certain things, but it wasn't as passive as people are thinking it is. My driver, I have a dispatcher and stuff, and I still have administrative duties and stuff like that on my side.
Oh, you got a dispatcher?
Oh yeah, I have a dispatcher.
Oh, look at you. Okay, next level. Okay, very active.
Yeah. I use wired freight dispatch service. So, you know.
Okay, everybody, y'all say that right. He taking it to the next level, okay?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Use them and y'all call, tell them.
Drop you some dollars.
But yeah, I have a dispatcher. So she works with the driver. She calls the driver. This is actually a team of them, but they work with the driver. They call the driver. They, get the next load for them to pick up. They schedule things out. They keep it moving while I'm going to work, because I still have a regular job. So I still go to work, still do that. But can you scale the trucking business to big enough for it to be passive? Yeah. I mean, a friend of mine, he works for a trucking company. It's a huge trucking company. They got over 100 drivers. And the owner is, of course, a multi-millionaire. So he doesn't really ever interact with them at all. He just kind of manages the people who manage it for him. So can you scale almost any business can be scaled? Well, at least you shouldn't want to go into a business unless you know it can scale, So almost any business can scale. So real estate.
Okay, it's unless you're knitting little hats or you're knitting baby sweaters and stuff, that can be just a love and passionate business. But for us out here trying to make dollars.
Yeah, we're trying to make some money. It's not a business if it's not making money, period. Mm-hmm. Like you can call it what you want to. It's a hobby at best, but even the IRS will tell you, hey,
after 5 years, you ain't getting write-offs. Get that out of here.
You don't make any money, that's a hobby. It's not a business. So like, I'm just trying to show that this business is a business that has money in it. And it was just as an example. So I didn't know people was gonna go crazy on me about the whole real estate thing, but yes,
you guys,
person who loves real estate as well.
Drop a 1 in here if you love what we're talking about. Drop a 1 in here if you love what we're talking about, because he got a lot of flack. He got 120,000, 30,000 views where people were eating him up about this conversation.
Views, yeah.
It went viral, right? Because people don't like when you have a difference of opinion. And we're just doing math here. We're just doing math. We can talk about any business that would fit this diagram. When people say, Erica, what about wholesaling next year? What about this? What about that? If you have a system and you commit it to the system, you can do whatever, right? So I'll even flip. Let me see if I can flip this around for 2 seconds. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Y'all see this? Tony the Closer's 100K blueprint. Y'all should download that. That's all I'm gonna say. Download that for all the people talking about they want to be wholesalers, they want to get in investment real estate. Go download that 100K blueprint, because see, what people want to do is they want to make money but not change their life or change their habits. Right. Because part of the 2 things, the biggest 2-3 things on that list: driving for dollars, put in 10 pictures in your deal machine app a day. Yeah. Okay. Then call 40 people. People don't want to do that. Or call 5 for sale by owners. Now, when you talk about that, you're talking about a generation of people who don't like the phone. Oh man, I gotta call somebody, man. But guess what? The people who are going to take that extra step and call people are the ones making all the money, right?
Right. And so saying that's a beautiful statement. But saying what you just said, is that still passive, or is that still an active?
There you go. Business? That's an active business, and people want to do. You got to be active. People are like, Erica, tell me how to get 100,000 in these credit cards. I'm like, and do what with them? When I ask them on the phone, and do what? You're going to have to pay that bill. You're going to have to pay that bill when it comes.
So
don't call me.
There are a lot of, I come from a background with a lot of street guys. Street guys always want to be rappers or they want to do
musicians, but they can't read music.
And so it's not saying that some of them aren't gifted musicians, but I know guys in East Atlanta who just spent $100,000 in East Atlanta and nobody on the west side of Atlanta know who they are. It is not a business where you can say, well, I know how I'm gonna make money. I know if I put this much in, then I'll get this much out. It's not a business like that. So there were some guys that I knew who said, hey, I got an investor. He gonna put 50,000 into me, and they wanted me to tell them how to spend it. And I was like, I can't tell you how to spend it. Like there's no point in even spending the money until you figured out how to make money out of it. You know what I'm saying? So go into a business that you know has money and you know how to make money out of it, and that actually makes a decent return, not just I'm gonna make $200 off of $700, or I got to be $100,000 leveraged or $50,000 leveraged to make $200 a month. That's crazy to me. The only real reason that people like real estate in the first place is because they don't have to use their money to get real estate. Yes. It's still one of those places where, because there is some sort
other
of
people
guarantee,
money.
Right. It is some sort of a guarantee where, because it's a real asset versus like being a rapper or a singer or something like that, because we don't know how you're going to actually, you may not get that money back or it may not have any real value. That's why banks won't give you a loan on your rap career.
I'm still stuck on the fact that somebody spent 100,000 on one side of Atlanta, y'all, and you don't even know them on the other side. Like, remember when what's that poor guy that died, Shorty Low, and he's like, and then T.I. talking about, is there two Decatur's? I never heard of you. Yeah. I mean, black people in Atlanta, y'all wild. Y'all wild as all get out, man.
It's real. I've seen people spend $20,000 on a beat, and the person who sold them the beat was actually just a friend to the person who made the beat.
Oh,
he gave the dude $50 for the beat. He sold it to somebody who thinking that this is the Zaytoven beat or something like that. And so it's plenty. You got to know how you spending the money. You got to know where the money's coming from. So until I know where the money comes from, I wouldn't suggest anybody get into any kind of business. And that's real estate, trucking, anything. Whatever you decide to do, I wouldn't suggest you put money into anything unless you saw where the money actually came from. Right now, very few people. And I know people who've been doing music for 20 years. Right now, they couldn't tell me how to make money in music. And they've been doing music for 20 years.
Well, see, that's the craziness with this internet. Like, literally, there's a movie called Crazy Rich Asians. If anybody knows the movie Crazy Rich Asians, put a 2 in the comments so I know you've seen the movie. The girl that's in the movie singing on the guitar, homegirl, they plucked her off YouTube. She just be on YouTube and she got millions of views because she's singing on a guitar. And when I tell my friends here, I go, look, Ryan Leslie, one of the best. I mean, if you really a person talking about you want to do music, if you have not listened to Ryan Leslie talk about creating a membership website and selling your CDs that way, you're not serious. Because I literally have friends here in Austin who have toured all over Europe.
Right. Me too.
Nobody knows them here in Austin. Not a person, not a soul.
So I'm somebody who toured for 3 years while I was in the military. I did music over there. That's why I was in castles and all that kind of stuff. But I toured for 3 years, got paid every show. I started out getting paid. I mean, maybe my first show wasn't paid. My second show was paid. And I got paid for 3 years. And nobody here has to know who you are and any of that kind of stuff. But the people who I know here who are still actively trying, they're 15 years in and never received a paid show before, and they gotta know, but they're still putting money into it. And
they're not. There's nothing wrong with believing in your dream, but you have to be making money off your business.
And to me, that's what real estate is. Like, people dream of being in real estate, and that's their passion, and they don't own any property. So,
oh my God, we can go in a whole nother rabbit hole about people. There's a guy posted all the time, and he's from DC, and everybody's like, "Well, how many units you own?" He don't I don't own nothing. You've been talking about real estate all over internet.
20 years, 30 years.
Okay, so I've skipped some people in the super chats.
Oh,
I'm sorry. And
Sorry.
like, there's 280 of y'all here. Man, y'all hit that like button so we can get closer to
Y'all are
300.
killing this super chat.
Okay. $5 for Matthew Lewis. Nobody want to work, but guess what? Trucking, mobile notary, wholesaling, trading, you still gotta work. And Andre Hatchett in the comment section, mobile notary, he's been doing it for 11 years, Dre. How many years? Brandon Jackson, $5 super chat. I love the info. Working on getting into trucking now. So am I. I'm a motor because of Andre. I was like, damn. Well, I need it for my business anyway, but hold on, let me go. There's another one. Trucker Maven. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Man, you guys are killing it. People are saying you are spitting facts. Just looking at my parents' real estate, it definitely wasn't passive. Thank you. Always 24/7 said recessions always follow massive construction and real estate booms.
Yep.
Somebody said Stalling said the dispatch is key. Let me see. Somebody else. There was a really good comment. Yeah. Somebody saying I want to purchase my first fourplex and live in one unit. Okay. We got a lot of people said trucking. A lot of people said there's a couple people said real estate, but a lot of people said trucking. Somebody asked is trucking recession proof. Now here's what I would say. Just my thoughts, and then I'm gonna let you dive in, right? If you have truckers stop in 3 days in any major city in America, that city is shut down, right? Between the food, the goods, the waters, the stuff that comes into your city, study after study, there was like a trucker like protest. It was like they were in they were in Nevada, and they were all stopping, protesting. And they said the reflex of those dudes stopping and they didn't stop for 8 hours. That's all they did. 8 hours was going to make grocery stores all up and down the East Coast be short.
Exactly.
So when people sit here and go, automated trucks, Erica, automated trucks gonna take over. Listen, baby, listen. There's a reason they call it recession proof. And now there's a topic I want you to dive in a little bit, but I'm gonna let you say your answer. But we're gonna talk about the 30,000 Sikh Indians that got into trucking up north, up here. So, but go ahead. What is your thoughts on this trucking recession proof?
Okay. So one thing is there any business that is recession proof? Because real estate is not. It's been proven. It's been people lost houses and lost millions of dollars in real estate and everything. I believe that trucking is a much safer investment as far as the recession than in real estate. And the reason why I'm saying that is you may lose that house waiting on a recession to bounce back, waiting for the market to come back up. You may lose your job in between time so you're not able to make those mortgage payments. You're not able, even if you have the house paid off, you may not be able to keep up with the taxes, because my family has definitely lost plenty of houses. My mom's dad, we lost that because of taxes. House paid off for years, taxes. Like if you're still gonna have to pay taxes, you're still gonna have to pay mortgage and things like that. Now, the trucking business, let's say the most expensive part of trucking outside of maintenance is going to be insurance, not the truck note, not the trailer note. If you may have your trailer paid off, but the maintenance and the insurance. So let's say the truck isn't running, well, we ain't gonna get it fixed. And let's say the insurance, you can cancel insurance. You still have to make the truck note and stuff like that. But worst case scenario, you lose the truck. You definitely don't want to lose where you live, right? Because you still want to make sure where you live is still taken care of. And I still do believe in home ownership. A lot of people saying they're going to rent forever. I do believe in home ownership. If you can buy a four unit and you're going to live in one side and rent the other 3 out, I think that's probably a great option, because you're still going to need a place to stay at the end of the day, or you're going to end up renting and putting that money in the hole. I still believe in home ownership. If you got to foreclose on me because of recession, I'm gonna foreclose on me then, but I definitely want to be building that legacy, taking care of home. But trucking, there's people still going to need to eat. There's still going to be toiletries, tissue, water. There's still going to be things that still need to move. And without trucks, we don't get anything. It's too expensive to airdrop it. And so I also have a video. So if you don't know, I have a YouTube channel called Casino Is the Name. Please, if you're not subscribed, go over there, subscribe to it. But I have a video on AI. when I talk about artificial intelligence. And so, so trucking as well as accounting, there are already accounting systems, because me being an accountant, there are already accounting systems that can do the work that it would take an accountant 4 to 6 months. It can do it in 45 minutes. And there are already artificial intelligence items being used in the big four firms. And so every organization, every kind of career field, just about almost every career field is going to be affected by artificial intelligence. Doctors, lawyers, you name it, we're all going to be affected at some point. You're just going to need to know how to use that technology, because there's still going to be an accountant who's going to be needed to translate what that AI is saying, or to know if that AI is malfunctioning. You can't just have an IT person and say, oh, well, this is off. You're going to still need certain skill sets. But if you're behind because you didn't adapt to the coming times, and you're afraid of those things coming, and instead of going into those things head first, you decide to turn around and go the other way, then you're going to be left behind. You're going to make money much slower. You're going to, what's her name? Kylie Jenner. I think they say she's a billionaire now, but I know in a short period of time, she made like $420 million off of her phone, off of Instagram. And so if you were somebody who had
her mama back there making that damn billion.
Right. But if you
best manager in the game.
In the game. But if you were slow to technology, so if you had started a makeup line previous to her, and you decided, well, I'm not gonna go online, I'm gonna keep going the same old-fashioned way that, the hand-to-hand, I'm gonna put it in the brick and mortar stores. If you didn't adapt to technology, you got left behind. She's probably already put you out of business. And so as long as you're ready and prepared to adapt to the coming times, you're going to be fine. Those trucks, those artificial intelligence trucks, they're still, those drone style trucks, they're going to come many years from now. Even if 10 years from now, we finally start seeing them coming into the market, they're still so expensive to get into. The reason why most people don't have a Tesla is because Teslas still cost too much because they're electronic.
I hate to say this, but we got Teslas throwed up everywhere up in Austin. We in Austin.
Yeah,
they out here with their dog riding in the back seat. I'm like, that's an expensive. Get that dog out that back seat.
Yeah, right. But only the people who have the money.
For sure. Yeah.
They're not so commonplace. And
only here they common. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to. Only in Silicon Valley and certain cities are they common.
Okay, because we have some in Atlanta, and we have a Tesla at Lenny's Mall and stuff like that. And we see them in traffic, but it's nothing like how we see Chevys and Fords and stuff like that. Still, it's not, because they cost so much to get into.
Yeah.
And even now, the price is coming down from what it originated. So when those new big semi trucks come online, they're going to be so expensive. It's not going to be like replace every truck on the road. It's going to be a slow bleed into the system. It won't replace every truck on the road all at once.
Well, here's my flip side on that. I believe they're going to lobby it to push it 20 years out. Now, here's why. Yeah. I was going to lead you into this, and we'll tread lightly. 30,000 Sikhs in 2 years, so that means 15,000 per year, have joined the trucking industry. They've got ads running left and right in parts of India, South Asia, and different places of that, to get them over here saying, hey, you can drive a truck, you your own boss, you can grow your beard out to follow your religion and wear your turban. And they are rolling deep. Now, I did math on my video, and people were like, oh, Erica. And the guy who's the biggest guy who has a truck stop, he has 9 trucks. Now, and a truck stop. He owns a whole truck stop and 9 trucks. Now, imagine if 30,000 Sikhs are truck drivers right now, and all of them just go buy 2 trucks. Now they control what? 60,000 trucks.
Yeah.
And so when I'm bringing you and other people on this channel, I am trying to convince not just my community, but a lot of Americans who are sitting here saying, well, I just don't know, Erica. I don't know about business. Listen, y'all sitting here hemming and hawing on real estate. Y'all hemming and hawing on any investments. And you're sitting here with nothing. No investments, no business.
Right.
You have to have some ownership in this. Owner be owned is a very popular thing my friend Andre Hatchett puts out there. But you know what I mean? Like, you have to own something in this society. Now, everybody can't be a business owner, right? We've had that argument and that discussion on this channel, but everybody can own something.
Right.
right? That you can own
Yeah.
your house, you can own this truck, you go. There's certain ways people should be looking at this, and I see y'all got comments, but we flowing. Okay, so go ahead. Uh, but yeah, I mean, so have you noticed the difference in drivers? Because when people keep talking about these automatic trucks, I'm like, they pulling kids from Germany, from Kurdistan, from China. They got people who can't speak English. A lot of state troopers are saying they're pulling over truckers who can't even speak English. I mean, there's oh man, hold
Yeah.
on.
So,
Somebody just dropped $100.
oh my God. Mike, man.
Y'all wow today. Y'all see y'all cutting up. All
Man,
right, Dr. Mike Polar
man,
dropped
ironically.
$100. Hot shot trucking versus semi trucking. Is that your question? Because we'll just stop right
That is a
now.
good question.
That is his question. Let's answer
Yes.
it. He just dropped 100 on the show.
Yo, we got to
Okay,
answer.
okay. We're gonna stop. We're gonna stop. Go ahead, hit it.
Okay.
Answer
So,
this.
it's two sides to this question. One is, so the question is hot shot trucking versus semi trucking. And for those of you who don't know what hot shot trucking is like a dually truck with a flatbed or some other kind of trailer where you're not running a semi truck. So hot shot trucking versus semi trucking. And so, okay, how do I answer this? Both have their advantages. The disadvantage to hot shot trucking is the truck doesn't have a sleeper. So you can put a sleeper into a truck, but it's still not a sleeper like a semi truck is. It is less in maintenance, which is the pro to that side. It's less in maintenance, and at times you can usually get more for a load than even having a semi truck, which is kind of a crazy thought. But at the same time, there are way more loads for a semi truck because, of course, a dually truck cannot haul as much as a semi truck. But there is definitely not a shortage of loads in either category. But semi trucks have dedicated routes. Hot shot trucking doesn't usually have dedicated routes. So if your driver is saying, "Well, I need a dedicated route because I want to be home every night or I want to be in this area every night." Now there are hot shot trucking routes where you can run and you know what you're gonna do and be home every night. If you just want to run locally, you can do that. But as far as semi trucks, it's a lot easier to get guaranteed routes with a semi truck. It's easier to book loads with a semi truck, but the loads may still pay equal or less than it would for a hot shot truck. And because of the cost of the maintenance and everything else, when I take my Dodge down to get an oil change, I just take it to Dodge and get an oil change. I really don't even know how much it costs to get an oil change on a semi truck, but I'm sure it's more. And the brakes are going to cost more. Everything is going to cost more because you're dealing with a huge truck, huge motors, everything like that. So it's a very different as far as looking at the pricing and the costing of things. But it is a more comfortable ride, more than likely for, well, the living situation is more comfortable for the semi truck driver. But my driver, coming from semi trucks, him and a friend of his say that they definitely like driving the dually truck better because it feels like driving a car or a normal sized vehicle versus all the stress of driving that massive truck. But you have to just decide what's going to be best for you. So, but those are the two pros, those are the pros and cons of the two situations. One, the semi truck, you're gonna find more loads easier.
So
You
wait,
get dedicated
semi
routes.
truck, you're gonna find loads like regularly easier, and so hot shots kind of like
It's a hustle, really. Um, it's like, hey, I'm trying to see if this is available. Yeah, this is available. Come get it. So they pay more money for a hot shot usually than they would for a semi truck in most of the situations that we've seen. So a few guys I know, they said they can make 10,000 on a hot shot truck. So we were actually looking at, and that's like pushing hard 6 days a week, getting crazy, amount per mile or whatever. So some guys I know are getting 10,000 for the week in with a hot shot truck, and then I go see a guy who drives a semi truck, park And so I go holler at him and say, yo, man, so, I know you should be able to get 5,000 to 6,000 a week just, on the average end for a hotshot truck. How much do you get on this semi truck? And he said, oh man, I probably get like 3,600 to 4,200. And I was like, for a day? Because I'm thinking the semi truck must make way more money. And he said, no, man, for the week. And I said, well, that don't make any sense, because I'm seeing hotshot trucks do 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 a week. And he was like, what? You can do that? He said, man, I might need to look into doing that. And I just thought that was crazy, especially since he has such a huge overhead with the semi truck. And then getting into the hotshot trucking business is way easier than getting into the semi trucking business, because with a semi truck, it's considered a commercial investment. Mm-hmm. Versus with a hotshot truck, you can go down there and buy a dually truck with no money down.
Stop playing. Not the dually truck. The Dodge Ram 4 or 5. What is it? 4,500 or?
I use a 35. I use a 35. But yeah, you can. I got a video on that too. How to get in trucking with no money, but it's referring to hotshot trucking. But you will have to have good credit. But you can go to. I went down to Dodge. Hey, I got approved already at my bank to get a truck. I want the Dodge Ram dually with the Icing transmission. This is the one I want, and I don't want to put any money down. And that's what I did. Drove off with it, and I was already approved for a truck. But if I had went to go buy the semi truck, they wanted. I was looking at buying a $50,000 semi truck. They wanted $10,000 down. That's what I was actually about to do at first. But then I said, let me just look and see if there's another option where I can just really just do this with no money. OPM all the way. So I went down there and I was able to do it. I was even able to get the trailer for the truck also financed, zero money down. Now I had good credit, true, but you're still able to get into hotshot trucking with no money versus the minimum I would have had to have on a semi truck would have been $10,000. That would have been the minimum that I would have had to have, because I would have had to put 20 to 30% down on $50,000, because it was considered an investment property. Same as when you buying real estate with that's investment property where they know it's investment. So same process. But yeah, that's pretty much the differences between the two. So whatever works for you.
Sorry, I had myself muted. I was like, why am I not hearing myself? So let's say, you like a $50,000 truck. What would a $50,000 truck be or look like?
For a semi truck?
Yeah.
About right around 500,000 miles here in Atlanta. Maybe between 400,000 to say 500,000. I wouldn't do more than that. And then you still have to look at the type of engine. We would prefer a Cummins engine on a semi truck, and you got different brands though. So a friend of mine, he was trying to get an International for, I want to say like 16,000. That still had like 500,000 miles on it, and he's able to get it for like 15,000, 16,000 here in Atlanta. But I was told that those aren't the best trucks. So I haven't.
Them old trucks, you're gonna be in
it was
shop.
Like a 2000 and something, like a 2000. It was later than a 2010, maybe a 2012 or something, but maybe it was a 2010. But he was able to get it for like 15,000, 16,000 with less than 500,000 miles on it. Normally, that would be an amazing deal on a semi truck, but because the kind of truck that it was, it's kind of the lower. It was kind of like, from what I was told, it's not what you want. Because they break down a lot easier. So, and I always just wanted a Mac because of the title Mac.
Yeah, I'm going with Freightliner. Y'all killing it right now. Y'all listen. I'm trying to read some of y'all comments to share. Please be patient with me, because I feel like y'all getting a little irritated because I ain't reading all the comments like usual. And I respect all the comments. There's some good comments y'all got in here. All right, somebody said these new trucks is horrible. It's game, like most things. His name, again, everybody, his name is Casino is the Name. That's his YouTube channel. Yeah. That's not his government name. That's his internet name.
Right.
But you can find all that out at his channel. Again, his links, if we have any moderators in the comment section, I would really appreciate y'all. I'll put them in the beginning of the show, but I see y'all didn't share them links. Share his links if you can. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be really helpful for me because, you know, when I'm trying to do the show, for whatever reason, Skynet won't let me post these links. So, okay, let me see.
I'm just reading the comments too. I'm just looking down here.
Yeah, thank you, Solid Steps of Wealth. Ram 3500. My sister's all about. So my nephew's big into trucking because we have some family members who are in trucking. So it cracks me up that I'm coming full circle as an adult, where I'm like, I ain't got time for trucking. I'm into real estate. I'm an agent, and then I was an apartment manager, and I'm like, now I'm back at trucking. So my family's like, and say what again, right? You know,
right.
And
I don't want anybody to get it confused. Trucking is a lot of, I mean, trucking or real estate to me still require a level of understanding, dedication, drive, focus. There's still gonna be, no matter what industry it is. So I see a lot of people say, well, trucking is too much liability. Trucking. Look, I had a house in my house that I was renting out. The tree that I had in my yard fell in the neighbor's yard. It was a storm came through. It pushed the tree down into the neighbor's yard.
mm-hmm.
That was a lot of liability. If it had fell on my neighbor's house, it would have been my fault. Or basically, my insurance still had, it fell in their driveway and cracked the pavement on their driveway. And my insurance had to fix the pavement. But luckily, I had enough insurance, enough amount in my insurance to cover that. But if it had fell on their $80,000 house or $90,000 house, then I don't know if my insurance would have covered that. But that was the first time that I even realized that my trees in my yard, even though it was like on the outside, on the one part of the main part of the yard, but it was still on my property. I never even thought about the trees falling into somebody else's house before, but that would have been a huge liability in itself. And then when you have tenants there, and when you have, if your roof ain't right and stuff cave in or the floor cave in while they walk around, like, you are still liable. There are still liabilities regardless of whatever business that
Real
you're
estate,
in.
trucking,
Yes.
e-commerce. Hey, you ever heard of Tyrone down there in Atlanta? Tyrone had hair products. He sent thousands upon thousands of dollars
that
to.
Sounds bad already.
He sent thousands of dollars of product to Amazon FBA, and they go, "Nah, it's hazardous."
Oh my God!
And it was nothing but hair. Like, you women know what I'm talking about. The women in the chat, do you know the cocoa and the shea butter you put in the head? They gonna tell homeboy it was hazardous and made him. They like held his stuff and made him have to pay to come get, send it back.
Hey,
so some people for the oil change said $350, $400.
Diane Hill says she grows $1,500 a week.
$1,500 a week. And so I've been talking on the channel about Hood Estates Trucking, which is a very passive income way. They have a course I talk about all the time. I'm not going to go over their course, but essentially the method they use is a very passive income strategy. So they split 50-50 with the driver's 1099, and they pull in about $1,000 a week to $1,500, right? After they closer to $1,200-ish. But they post a lot of receipts all over their Instagram, and people be like, I just don't know.
Yeah, see, that's
and there's a million ways.
Yeah, that sounds like semi.
Yeah. You just have to figure it.
Semi-trucks, you can do a lot of that kind of stuff.
Because even here in Texas, like when I went to go see the truck the other day in San Antonio, if I wanted a truck that only stayed in Texas, my taxes were going to be around $4,800, right? To get the registration, the title, and tags. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But if it hit all 48 states, it was only going to be $2,400. So people are like, man, Texas is so hot. So now you got drivers coming over there getting a truck. They only going to drive around in Texas. And gonna spend like five grand getting a title versus somebody who's gonna do all the 50 states. I'm sorry, we holding you up. Who back there? Say hey. How you doing?
They just came in. They headed up. But yeah, like that is interesting that they doing it like that. And that's for your semi truck that you're buying.
Yeah. I'm getting a Freightliner. I'm sticking around 2014, but I ain't gonna give all the details away. You gotta save it up for the show. I'm vlogging it so they can see, my my experience. If you know any good truckers, tell them to email me. Anyway,
I know plenty. I got my whole inbox is full of truckers.
Listen, look at me. Look at me. You know what I'm trying to say. we will definitely do some more phone chatting. Andre Hatch is out there in Atlanta right now, but I'm going to the Grant Cardone thing. I'll probably swing through Atlanta or some kind of. We'll chat this up. I know you have the government job, so Man, Chris Lee TV said. Right now. Oh yeah. That's right. Y'all on vacation. Chris Lee TV said this is how. Okay, sorry. Chris Lee TV is a very. He's been a long time watcher, and he's met him for lunch in Dallas. Super cool guy. trucking. That's how it is with these 2019 trucks. There still aren't companies with a full fleet of 2019 trucks. It's a slow transition due to high prices. My 2019 Kenworth was about $160,000. 2019. I'm trying to go 2014 and be at 39,000. So do you see the difference in the price, people?
Yes.
Serious. That's serious.
Yeah, and also semi trucks. For the people who don't know, you can 500,000 miles. You still can run at least to 1,000,000 miles on a semi truck, easy. Like that's not a 500,000 miles is not.
It's like having 50,000 miles in a car or something like that. It's what people compared it to, right?
Yeah,
even when they were talking about
100,000 miles, would be like, oh my God, that's a lot of miles, but it's not.
It's like highway miles.
That's nothing.
Okay, let me see what else. Y'all have a lot of good stuff in here, but I'm sorry. Y'all having a conversation. Who?
Leslie say she hiring.
All right, y'all. Leslie is hiring. Somebody said they're going private security. Donnell, they're posting deals. Donnell, don't be here posting deals. No, I'm messing with you. Maurice, there will always be a human in a truck to oversee. I mean, look.
Absolutely.
I believe it.
But you're not going to be in that truck if you're afraid of the new technology coming because you won't adapt to it. You see what I'm saying?
What else? Y'all got some good stuff. Oh, good night, Nan Buckner. She's got to attend to her 2 girls. Have a good night. Malik said, my wife and I are going to mobile notary course. All right, man. Oh, man, y'all going back and forth in this. I'm not going to read them comments. Y'all keep that on your own. Trains can only go so far. That's very true. I've noticed a lot of times when they had like a backup in Austin, I saw the trains here coming to Austin with actual trailers on the back. Like that would usually be hooked up to a truck. It's very interesting. Andre had just said 2019 equals truck, mobile notary, real estate.
And I am a notary as well. I am a notary as well.
Andre Hatch is a mobile notary, and so he goes to the hospitals, to the locations. Yeah. He be doing it. See, here's my thing. What I tell people, it's just a vehicle, right? I bring on all these people on the channel, not to say one's better than the other, and that was really why I'm bringing you on. Like, I didn't want people to feel like y'all are trash in real estate. No, we're not. What we're saying is any vehicle you get into, and when I say vehicle, it means the means to make the money, is going to require work. Right. It's going to require some capital, no matter the actual vehicle.
So I do like real estate if you buy apartments, but that is for people who got money already. So I'm trying to show you how to.
Oh, I just did a video on that, like preserving wealth.
We can park the money and say, okay, well, let's park it. But we're trying to still get $1 million, $2 million and stuff like that. You're not going to do that with $70,000. You're not buying an apartment with $70,000 as a 20 unit that allows you to outsource the maintenance and all of those other kind of things, because you're still going to be hands-on if you got 1 or 2 houses.
If you got anything under 5 to 20 units, it's called commercial. But I've seen here in Texas, people have a 10 unit and they let the company manage it, and they barely get a small check.
Anything, right? So in order for it to make any sense, you need probably like 20 units. That's just to make it make sense. Because if not, then what I could do with 1 truck might be equivalent, you know. So if you're gonna, and then however much it took you to get into that 20 unit, that 10 unit or whatever it is. If you did 50,000 a door, that means that 10 unit cost you 500,000. So, I mean, what you could do with $500,000 worth of trucks, you get 10 trucks, like, like it's crazy.
I'm just saying, if you had 3 trucks right now, what would it look like? You had 3 trucks on the road going. What would the overall numbers at the end of your year look like? And you could just do a gross. I mean, look, we just, I know you got to pay your taxes this year, but just do an overall guesstimate.
Well, so even with the taxes, right? So, and I see that as like a lot of people say, well, with real estate, there's better tax, incentives for having real estate. When you have a business, you're going to write off everything anyway, but you don't want to write off everything because you want to show that you're making money so that you can look better to the banks. Because if every year you show that you took a loss,
what are you getting approved for?
Yeah, they're not going to give you more money to do more business. So you want to take losses here and there, but you also want to make sure that you have something to show for the end of your year. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Wait 1 minute.
business.
Diane Hill, she put, I stop in Hagerstown, Maryland every day. Diane, I'm gonna have to talk to you because Hagerstown's got some riddles in there. There's a turnkey company I know there. They be investing left and right in Hagerstown. What's your thoughts on Hagerstown, Diane Hill? Put it in the comment section if you don't mind. Yeah, y'all lit this chat up, but we going on about an hour and 40 minutes here, and I respect his time. Yeah. So he probably got kids, people in the background. Like, if you don't hurry up, come on. Andre Hatchett been doing Mobile Nerdery for 13 years. Thank you for the correction. I love all these comments. I really do, y'all, but I cannot read all y'all comments. Andre Hatchett's been putting your link in there so y'all see where his channel is.
I appreciate that, man.
And we'll put it in the description after. And I'm also going to do a blog on the Classy Climb, Classy SL. Okay, somebody said, Jamaica Newburn said, I've owned International for 4 years now. We've maintained and make $130,000 a year. Hello. She literally put hello at the end. I'm not even kidding.
Hey, so who said that?
Jamaica Newburn.
Jamaica Newburn, you have won in life. I don't know if you know it, but you have won in life.
She has won.
You have won.
We have to call her. Okay. Yes. Diane Hill says she grows $1,500 a week. Okay, I love y'all. Y'all are giving all the info, all the things. I love it. I love it. Yes. Goodness, I'm about to. Okay, I love y'all, but again, I can't read everything.
Just remember, the world has to move. There are other businesses that you can invest in. That's just an example of one that I know makes money, and it isn't the way you think. Like, because a lot of people went in one of my videos was asking and sending me a lot of emails asking, how do you make money? Like, how do you find customers for trucking? And I was like, you don't have to go like find customers.
They out there.
They're on load boards. You just go on the load board and I can show you what a load board looks like.
What's funny about you saying load board, when I wanted to tow my little Ford Fiesta from North Carolina to Texas, it was like $600. I literally got calls for 2 weeks. I was like, y'all, I already got it towed. Come on, man, get up off my phone. But they got it from the load board. They would give me a call. Yeah.
And on a load board, you can put in the weight that you're carrying. You can put in all the specifics of your truck and all of those kind of things. And
tell me when you're ready to show it. Trucker Maven said he gets about $2,000 a week. Somebody said we need a part 2. Y'all gonna have to hold off on that part 2. Like, just because he off right now, he can have time.
So let's see.
Mrs. Love Jones says we're making $250,000 to $300,000 a year. They're in California in a particular market.
Wow. So
go ahead and show us the load board, and then we're gonna let it wrap it up, you guys, because we have seriously taken. We almost took 2 hours of his time. Like, I've told him an hour, y'all. We be lying. We can't be lying like this.
So you go on the load board. This one is called 123 load board.
Hold steady. Keep talking.
And so all you would do is you'll click on. So I'm gonna click on the top one, right? So click on the top one. Atlanta to Houston. Now it says that it should average $1.58. This is not the actual rate that is actually paying. You actually have to call them. And so as you keep scrolling over, you'll get to the company phone number, and then you'll just dial that number that's on there. Now, the thing is, because you're actually set up as you have your MC number, your DOT number, you're in a system so that when you call them, they can pull your information up, and so that you're an active trucking company with an active authority. So you just call them and say, hey, is this load still available? They'll say, yeah, or, oh, we just booked it. Usually it's not listed if it's gone already. They pull them as soon as they get booked. So usually you call and say, hey, that load's still available. I'm in the Atlanta area and I'm headed to Houston, or I want to go to Texas. I got a cousin down there, and they book the load, and they say, well, the load is paying this much, and you can negotiate the rate. You can say, well, it's only paying, can you add another $200 onto it? Cause this reason or that reason, $50, whatever I can get at you. And sometimes they're flexible, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're like, hey man, we stuck on this, but that's basically how you book. It's not like I got to go market this business or anything. It's plenty of opportunities. It's so much work out here.
All right, you guys, listen, we gotta let him go. But
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you, what's one thing you're grateful for this year? Because I promise y'all, I really, we've literally taken up almost 2 hours of his time, and I promise, I told him an hour. So last question, what are you grateful for this year?
I'm actually grateful for family and health. That's what I'm really grateful for. Health is wealth. Take care of yourselves out there. And I just take everything one day at a time as far as business goes. I could lose it all tomorrow, but the kind of mindset that I have, I'll be back. I'm not worried about anything really. You know, I mean, we're all gonna have some level of stress, but I'll be back if I lose it all. You know, I'm self-made. Nobody made me. I don't owe nobody nothing. And I'm just blessed just to have that mindset. So it's whatever. Let's get it.
Man, thank you so much. I'm for real. Thank you for your time.
Oh, no
You
problem.
guys have been crazy in the super chats, and I shared some of it on Instagram. If somebody comes back on this channel and if they just watch the live questions, if they just watch the replay of the live chat, they're gonna get so much value. It's crazy. You guys are amazing. You guys are talking a lot of stuff on here. Please be patient with me. The fact that we're 30-second delayed when I'm reading these comments, we can't get any more questions. I love y'all so much. Y'all have been great. But to respect his time, it's been literally almost 2 hours, y'all. For real.
Subscribe. Casino is the name. Appreciate y'all.
All right, everybody. Listen, this is what I need you to do. The links, we have Solid Steps to Wealth and many people in the chat putting his link up. Go to his channel, subscribe. He ought to get 800 new subscribers, 1,000 new subscribers. I mean, we're going to track it and see. Look, Casino's going to write a book, and we're gonna bring him back on when he finishes his book. I'm gonna meet him in Atlanta. We're gonna get some slutty vegan. Him and his whole family. I'm gonna get somebody to stand in line for us, so we ain't gotta stand in line.
We good.
Right? All right, everybody. Look, this is Erica from the Classy Klein blog, author of the Smartphone Millionaire book, How to Invest in Real Estate, Businesses from the Palm of Your Hand. You just saw from the palm of his hand, 1, 2, 3 loader. No more excuses. There's no excuses in 2019.
No excuses. Too much money out here. Stop playing.
Now, tell them one more time where they can find you on internet and all your social media links.
My Instagram is my Instagram is at King Casino 1. My YouTube channel is called Casino is the Name. Casino is the name. Go back. I got plenty of videos. A lot of people ask me stuff about videos I've already made. Like, how do you do this? It's already a video on it. Go through them. Check it out. If you find value, man, like, subscribe. That's all. Share it. That's it. That's all I ask for.
Share it. Look, you guys, his DMs are packed. Don't be messing with his DMs. He's going to get his consultations right, and y'all can talk to him. So thank you so much for being on Channel Day. I apologize for that went over, but we had a blast. I had a blast. If you ever want to come on, just message me. I'll bring you back on so we can have better time. All right, you guys. Later.